Parallel structure is an idea that may be more familiar to students in a math course. We think of two lines that run side by side but never touch. In grammar, however, parallel structure relies on sentence elements of equal grammatical rank or the same grammatical form. This concept can be a little daunting when you start to consider the various grammatical forms you can encounter in a sentence. Nouns, adjectives, adverbs, gerunds, phrases, clauses. But fear not, even though you may not be able to label each of the different grammatical elements, you can achieve parallel structure by recognizing patterns within sentences. Parallel structure adds clarity to sentences and a smoothness to your writing. Parallel structure manifests in three different ways: coordination, comparison-contrast, and correlatives. Coordination is the most familiar. We see it commonly in sentences that contain lists, and these sentences usually have a coordinating conjunction like and, but, or, nor. Listen to this sample. Throughout the winter, we like snowshoeing, ice fishing, and skiing. In this sentence, you have three gerunds within the list. The following sentence with the same ideas shows lack of parallel structure. Throughout the winter, we like snowshoeing, ice fishing, and to ski. Although the meaning of the sentence hasn't changed, replacing a gerund with an infinitive throws off the balance of the sentence. A sentence with a coordinating conjunction is similar to a seesaw or a teeter-totter, with the connecting word as the fulcrum or the point on which the elements are balanced. As with the playground toy, you choose which side is the easier side to adjust. In the previous sentence, swapping out the infinitive to ski for the gerund skiing is easier. Let's consider a sentence that has two elements joined by the coordinating conjunction but. The following sentence is not in parallel form. Loretta prefers to read but not discussing the books. Since there are only two elements, either one could be changed. You could choose to write either of the following sentences. Loretta prefers to read but not to discuss the books, or Loretta prefers reading but not discussing books. A sentence with coordinate ideas provides a cadence or a rhythm to the sentence. Abraham Lincoln was a man of the people, by the people, and for the people. Here you have a series of prepositional phrases. Parallel structure helps people in remembering important ideas. In the case of a fire, we're told to stop, drop, and roll. 3 verbs. The next category of parallel structure involves ideas that are compared or contrasted. Like coordinated ideas, compared or contrasted ideas need to be balanced within a sentence. But the sentence part acting as the fulcrum may not be a single word. Here's a sentence with faulty parallel structure. The player was lauded more for how he behaved on the field than for his home runs. Correcting a sentence like this may also help to streamline your writing style. The clause "how he behaved" can easily be reduced to behavior, resulting in a tighter, more focused statement. Listen to the following sentence and see how you would put it into parallel form. A photographer desires a cloudy day more than sunshine. You could easily have gone 2 ways with this one. A photographer desires a cloudy day more than a sunny day, or a photographer desires clouds more than sunshine. Repairing faulty parallel structure may require you to add words for clarity. Listen to the following sentence which has faulty parallel structure. A student athlete's practice regimen is less strenuous than a professional athlete. As written, the sentence is contrasting regimen with a professional athlete. Consider how you might correct this sentence. You'll have to add a word or two. Here are 2 possibilities. A student athlete's regimen is less strenuous than a professional athlete's regimen, or a student athlete's regimen is less strenuous than that of a professional athlete. A tricky feature of comparison contrast involves what we call elliptical clauses, which refer to the ellipsis, those three dots that are used to indicate that something has been removed from a direct quote. This problem typically appears at the end of a sentence, as in the following. Maura is taller than him. And now at first glance, this sentence may appear correct, but because we have a proper noun and a pronoun, essentially the same grammatical form. However, the sentence actually has an elliptical clause, and by extending the sentence, you'll see its flaw. So the corrected sentence should read, Maura is taller than he. The verb is implied in the comparison. This idea overlaps with a lesson on subject-verb agreement. Let's review correcting faulty parallel structure for sentences with coordination or comparison contrast. 1. Identify the ideas that should be in parallel form. 2. Identify the part of the sentence that is the point of balance. Maybe a single word like a coordinating conjunction, or maybe a phrase showing comparison contrast. 3. Consider the form of each of the elements you want in parallel form. Choose the grammatical style that best expresses your idea. 4. Pay attention to comparison contrast with elliptical clauses. And 5. Adjust the other one accordingly, adding words as needed. Faulty parallel structure with coordination or comparison contrast doesn't really affect meaning. It's just stylistically poor and grammatically incorrect. Faulty parallel structure with correlatives, however, can alter the meaning of a sentence. The term correlative refers to correlative conjunctions, which are always used in pairs. They include the following: either or, neither nor, not only but also. The placement of correlatives in a sentence determines which elements should be in parallel form and the ultimate meaning of the sentence. In the following sentence, I want to convey two of Benjamin's accomplishments. Benjamin not only swam in the race, but he finished in record time. By placing the first correlative, not only, in front of swam, I know that I need another verb in parallel form. Listen to the problem in this version of the same sentence. Benjamin swam not only the race, but he finished in record time. By placing the first correlative in front of the race, I should have another noun in parallel form. It suggests that he swam something else. Listen to another example. Either you will work this evening or Jacob will work. In this sentence, we have two clauses in parallel form. As with coordination and comparison contrast, there's a point in the sentence where we see balance. In the case of correlatives, the second correlative separates the two elements which should be in parallel form. The placement of the first correlative establishes the grammatical form or element which should have a parallel counterpart. Let's try a few others. See if you can determine if they illustrate correct parallel structure. Lucas tried neither the fondue nor the raclette. This sentence is correct. The two cheese dishes, which are nouns, are in parallel form. Try another. Muriel photographed neither the commissioner nor interviewed her. I bet you heard the problem with this sentence. Since the two elements in parallel form are the verbs photographed and interviewed, the first correlative should have been placed before the first verb. The sentence should read, Muriel neither photographed the commissioner nor interviewed her. You can even tighten the sentence further by saying, Muriel neither photographed nor interviewed the commissioner. In review, parallel structure is all about balance within a sentence. It provides a rhythm or a cadence. It supports clarity. Effective writing should be about more than just providing content. It should convey a style, a flow. Parallel structure works toward that objective.